I'd found myself in feminist circles and progressive circles around people who professed to be really forward-thinking, really right on. That's a bit of an antiquated phrase, isn't it? Right on, but anyway. But when I tried to talk to them about race and racism, it was just like a threshold that was absolutely, I was not allowed to talk about it. I found myself being called the real racist. You know, I was told that I was silencing white people. I became the problem. So I wrote the blog post and I said that I can't have a conversation with people about the nuances of a problem if they don't even recognize that the problem exists. So I just pressed publish, left it at that. And then when I returned to my website, I could see it had really taken on a life of its own. It was being shared more times than I cared to count. And it was really strongly resonating with people in a way that I couldn't even begin to predict. And the response was also overwhelmingly positive. People saying, you know what, Rennie, what you've done is articulated exactly how I feel. I've been trying to have this conversation for a decade. I've been trying to have this conversation for 30 years, et cetera, et cetera. And then there were also people who were saying, you've completely changed my perspective on this issue. Thank you so much. I carried on being a jobbing journalist, and then I found myself in the position where I was able to write a book. And when I had that opportunity, I knew I could write nothing but this book. It had to be an exploration of race and racism in our society and how British society is shaped by race. Because I think that's something that we are in deep denial about. We often look over to the States and we're like, oh, well, you know, all the problems are over there. We never discuss our own issues to do with race and racism here. I know that when I was growing up and going to schools in and around London, when it came to Black History Month, I learned about the US struggle to the extent that I didn't even know about events, civil rights struggles that are happening in and around London and across Britain, you know, huge monumental things. You know, you have to ask who has access to write history in the first place. Something that I write a lot in the book is essentially that there's problems even in the supply chain to get people who are not white into positions of influence in the first place, to write the book, to commission the TV series about Black British history,